The moment that gate opened at the EFCC headquarters in Abuja on Wednesday night, Nasir Ahmad El-Rufai thought the worst was behind him. He had just been granted bail after spending 2 full nights in custody. It was around 8 p.m. He stepped outside, probably exhaled, probably felt that brief rush of relief that comes with tasting fresh air after confinement. But that relief lasted only seconds, because waiting for him on those very premises, quietly positioned and ready, were operatives of the Department of State Services. They were not there by coincidence. They had lain in wait, and the moment El-Rufai walked out of one set of hands, he walked straight into another, from the EFCC to the DSS, and before the night was over, into the custody of the ICPC as well. 3 agencies, 1 man, 1 night. What is happening to this man right now is the kind of story that makes you stop scrolling, put your phone down, and actually pay attention. This is not routine. This is one of Nigeria's most powerful political figures, a man who once sat at the very table where Nigeria's biggest decisions were made, being passed from agency to agency like a relay baton. And the country is watching every single handover. To understand the full weight of what is unfolding, you have to go back to February 12th, when El-Rufai landed at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport after returning from Cairo, Egypt. Security operatives were already there waiting for him. A confrontation broke out. Videos spread online. His international passport was seized. He managed to leave without being formally arrested, but the message was loud and clear. Something serious was coming. 2 days later, El-Rufai sat down for a live interview on Arise television and said something that, in hindsight, may have been the moment everything accelerated beyond his control. He claimed that someone had tapped the phone of the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, and that he personally listened to a conversation in which Ribadu allegedly directed security agencies to target him. He said it confidently, on live television, in front of millions, without flinching. What he may not have fully considered in that moment is that by explaining exactly how he knew about the NSA's private conversations, he handed prosecutors the thread they needed to pull. By Monday, the DSS had filed 3 criminal charges against him at the Federal High Court in Abuja, case number FHC/ABJ/CR/99/2026 under the Cybercrimes Amendment Act of 2024 and the Nigerian Communications Act of 2003. The charges allege that he admitted to unlawfully accessing intercepted communications belonging to the NSA, that he failed to report those involved in the interception, and that he and others used technical systems to tap those private lines. These are not minor allegations. These go straight to the heart of national security. On that same Monday, El-Rufai also honored an EFCC invitation over alleged financial misconduct during his 8 years as Kaduna State Governor. He arrived with hundreds of supporters rallying outside the gates. He spent 48 hours being questioned, and sources say that throughout that entire period, investigators repeatedly requested a written statement from him, and he refused every single time. Then on Wednesday evening, the EFCC granted him bail, and that gate swung open. That was the moment the DSS made their move. And if you are still with us at this point in the story, do us a favor, hit that like button and subscribe to this channel right now, because we are tracking every development as it happens, and you do not want to be catching up while everyone else already knows what comes next. Now, here is the part of the story that gives everything else its real color. El-Rufai was not always on the outside of power looking in. Not long ago, he was one of the key architects behind President Bola Tinubu's rise to the presidency. He campaigned hard, he mobilized support, and when Tinubu won in 2023, El-Rufai expected to be rewarded with a senior ministerial position. That appointment never came. The relationship between the two men quietly fell apart, and El-Rufai eventually moved to the opposition African Democratic Congress, openly declaring his intention to work against Tinubu's re-election in 2027. Think about that. A man who helped build the house is now standing outside it, and the locks have been changed. El-Rufai says all of this, every arrest, every agency, every charge, is a politically motivated attempt to destroy him before 2027. His lawyer, Ubong Akpan, has called the actions arbitrary and unconstitutional and is demanding the return of his seized passport. 3 agencies, back to back, in one evening. Whether you believe this is justice finally catching up with a powerful man or power being used to silence a dangerous opponent, one thing is undeniable. What is happening right now is extraordinary. So tell us what you think. Is this genuine accountability, or is this what happens in Nigeria when you make yourself an enemy of the presidency? Drop your answer in the comments below. This conversation is just getting started.